What's going on, YouTube? It is your boy, JRSD here, and I'm here for QDL Season number 3, Weeks number 9, and Playoffs, Week 1. Yeah, basically, same thing I did with IBL. I don't really want to record a bunch of videos because I'm behind. So, we're going to run quickly through QDL Week 9, which didn't matter really because I was already locked for playoffs. I'm not sure if it mattered for Goblin, who we were playing, but if it did, well, good luck, I guess. Yeah, so his team, Mega Charizard X, Jirachi, Mandibuzz, Clefable, Weavile, Heliolisk, Gastrodon, Espeon, and Eldegoss. So you can see pretty fat team with two kind of big, two kind of big threats there in the Mega Charizard, and then the Weavile there as well. Heliolisk is there as well, of course. Okay, sorry about that. I was just distracted there for a second. But, yeah, so Jirachi, Clefable, Gastrodon, Mandibuzz, Eldegoss, very fat, kind of 5 mons there. Pretty annoying to play, in my opinion. So we brought White Claw the Vaporeon, Scald, Heal Bell, Wish, and Protect. This is for the Weavile. It is for the Mega Charizard if he doesn't have Thunder Punch. And it also is there to help alleviate burns or toxics, because I feel like he's going to try and status my team, and he can do that pretty effectively with Thunder Wave from Jirachi or Scald Burns from Gastrodon, toxics from Eldegoss and from Mandibuzz, and stuff like that. So next up is Panzer, the Mega Aggron, Heavy Slam, Stone Edge, Roar, and Toxic. I can take a hit from Charizard, roar it out if it is +1. Stone Edge if he wants to switch in to me, or Dragon Dance up on Aggron. Then we're bringing Big Bird, Heavy Duty Boots, Hurricane with Nasty Plot, Taunt, and U-Turn. Pretty standard kind of support Torn there. And then Rafiki the Rillaboom with Bulk Up, 3 attacks. Was pretty good in this matchup. And then Life Orbed Sharpedo with Crunch, Liquidation, Destiny Bond, and Protect. And then Life Orb NIDOKING as well with Toxic Spikes and 3 attacks. So yeah, he brings Charizard, Gastrodon, Weavile, Jirachi, Mandibuzz, and the Heliolisk. I lead off with the NIDOKING. He leads off with the Heliolisk. I scout for a Specs Surf here, which he does end up having Surf, but he's not Specs from that damage. He goes straight into Charizard, as I just go for Grassy Glide to get some damage off. Pretty expectable that he would go into Charizard there. He Dragon Dances in raw Charizard form, so I can't high horsepower him, obviously. But he goes into Heliolisk to take the Scald from Vaporeon. I go Protect, trying to scout, because I know that he's probably Choice Scarfed at this point. So I can go into NIDOKING here. He pulls a good play into Gastrodon. I go into Rillaboom. He plays another good play, goes for the Ice Beam, freezes my Rillaboom, which very much sucks for me. I'm able to go into the Vaporeon, though. I do have the Heal Bell. And he knocks off my leftovers with the Weavile. I know that he can't kill me now because that was banned to damage, so I can Wish Up here. And I just go for Protect as he goes to Heliolisk, pretty obvious there. This time I make the Protect, oh no, I don't make the Protect play. I go straight into Rillaboom thinking he might Surf on the NIDOKING. I could have just gone for Protect and then gone, or stayed in or something. This time I go for Drum Beating to lower the speed of the Charizard so that I can outspeed it if he wants to set up on me again. I can just go for another Drum Beating here. He goes in Mandibuzz. I go into Aggron here as he goes for Toxic. Misses, doesn't matter, it wouldn't affect me anyway. I go for Toxic here. He goes for Tailwind, which is interesting. Kind of scary that he doesn't have to dance with the Charizard to take advantage of the Tailwind. I go for Stone Edge here, thinking he might stay in or switch into Charizard. He goes for Ice Beam, over predicting there. I go for Toxic. Get a Toxic off on Gastrodon, that was pretty big. He goes for Scald there as I go into Vaporeon, get back to full. He goes Heliolisk here. I go for Protect just to scout if he wants to try and Toxic me. He goes for Thunderbolt this time. I know that's a free switch into Nidoking. And I know that he's probably going to switch, but I have to pull it anyway, basically. I go into the Nidoking, or no, the Aggron here, as he pulls off a triple Axle, which is super cool. I go for Heavy Slam, and he turns out to be Rocky Helmet Gastrodon, which is really annoying. I go to Rillaboom here, as he just recovers up. Rillaboom was free there, and a Drum Beating was free here, but I pulled a double, thinking he might go Charizard, but he actually goes into Jirachi, so I'm able to get a Heavy Slam off on the Jirachi, as he goes for Wish, meaning that he is defensive. I go for Stone Edge here, thinking he might try and Wish up the Charizard, but he does not. Goes for Wish again. I go for Roar this time. Goes into Gastrodon, probably the worst case scenario for me, to be honest. I go into the Torn here, and I get burned, which is not a big deal. But I can fire off a U-turn here. He actually stays in. I take Rocky Helmet damage. I go into Vaporeon as he just goes for Ice Beam. Pretty standard thing that he would go for Ice Beam there. He goes into Heliolisk. I go for Wish here. And then I go into Rillaboom to take the hit and get wished back up. As you can see, pretty evenly matched so far, but he does snag the Para on the Rillaboom on the 10%. So that is pretty bad for me. I can try and Heal Bell it, but he is now probably going to try and force me to not be able to do that, basically, by playing around the Vaporeon. Here I go for Bulk Up. Now I can live anything at neutral from a Charizard. He goes for Dragon Dance. I go for Drum Beating, keeping him at the neutral speed. And then I go to Torn. But he Dragon Dances again. And basically just has to take himself out here, as I don't have... Vaporeon can't do much, and I still need it for Weavile, so I sack Torn, I sack Aggron, and then I get paralyzed on the Grassy Glide, which had a chance to KO him there. So that's unfortunate for sure. He goes into the Heliolisk. Yeah, so I Protect just to scout here, get some more recovery, heal off the rocks damage basically, and obviously he has to go for Thunderbolt there. I know he is Scarfed, so I don't stay in there. And I'm able to just start firing off moves with Nidoking here. I go for Sludge Wave, and then I go for Earth Power, just in case he wanted to go into the Jirachi, which he does, and takes it out. Here, this is why I saved Vaporeon, because now Weavile, it was a chance to 2-hit KO me, and after Rocks he ends up doing it. But now Sharpedo gets to come in. I get to click Protect, doesn't work, but I get a Speed Boost, and then I get to click Protect again, in which now I will be outspeed Scarfed Heliolisk. And a Life Orb Crunch will take it out pretty easily. I am now faster than everything on the field. He goes into Weavile here. I go for Liquidation. It was a roll if he had HP investment from speed creeping, but pretty good roll there for me. He goes Mandibuzz, goes for the Toxic here, as I'm able to now switch into Nidoking, and he's going to go into Gastrodon, obviously, on the Liquidation. Crunch wouldn't have taken out Mandibuzz, so that is going to be the game. Nidoking cleaning it up with Sharpedo's help. We finished with a 2-0 win. We finished 7-2, I think, with a +8 differential or something like that. So, in playoffs, we are playing Moomt again, and his Backstreet Scraggy. We faced them in week 7, and we won that one. Yeah, scary team, Tapu Bulu, Mega Tyranitar, Magnezone, Salamence, Ferrothorn, Starmie, Chansey, Mienshao, and Girder. Pretty similar team, bringing this time 5 out of 6. Bringing a Rest Talk, Thunderwave, Heavy Slam, Specially Defensive, Mega Aggron, Banded Rillaboom again, Life Orb, Double Life Orb again, same basic set on both Sharpedo and Thanos, but I clicked Crunch instead of having Close Combat, and I think if I had Close Combat, I would have had a much easier time, as Crunch wasn't really for anything. As you can see, it was for the Starmie, but Liquidation does a lot to it anyway, and that was kind of an oversight on my part, not realizing that like Close Combat takes out the Magnezone and the Chansey especially well compared to Crunch. Physical, NIDOKING again, Poison Jab, Superpower, Ice Punch with Toxic Spikes. I had Fire Punch last time for Ferrothorn. This time I have Ice Punch for Salamence. Then a Taunt, 3 attacks, Torn. And then the new member of the 6, Chris Rock, the Zebstrika, with a Sap Sipper and the Air Balloon, with 4 attacks, Thunderbolt, Overheat, Low Kick, and Volt Switch. And you can see Bulu, super effective, super effective, super effective, super effective, super effective 4 times, super effective, and then it's just Mienshao, Salamence, and Girder that take neutral hits, all no resists to Zebstrika. So pretty excited about that. And Zebstrika pretty much walls a Leech Seed, Power Whip Ferrothorn, or a Leech Seed, yeah, basically just to absorb Leech Seeds without having to risk going in Rillaboom. So I lead off with Rillaboom here. He just goes for Volt Switch with Magnezone, revealing that he is Scarfed, and he goes into Ferrothorn. I just go for Drain Punch. I figured he would go either Ferrothorn or stay in, so that was good damage on the Ferrothorn. Here he can just go at a Tapu Bulu though, but he actually just goes for Rocks straight away as I go into NIDOKING, and he clicks Protect as I click Toxic Spike, figuring that he might Scout. This time he goes into Starmie, obviously his Rapid Spinner. He goes for Hydro Pump and misses, which is pretty big. For him, it would have been done like 60% to Aggron, as he was Life Orb, I think. No, he was something. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, so I go for Rest here as I take out the Starmie. Not able to spin, obviously, there. I go for Rest, then he goes for Body Press. This time he goes for Leech Seed, and I go into the Zebstrika, perfectly what I wanted to happen. I go for Overheat there, and then I go for it again as he switches into the Girder. The Air Balloon didn't really matter at this point, because unless Salamence had Earthquake, which Outrage would have taken me out anyway, there's no reason for me to save the Air Balloon, so I wasn't scared of a Mach Punch or anything. He just goes for Knockoff, and because he's Guts and Poisoned, I was like, oh, that does a lot. As he goes into Magnezone, I U-turn out into Sharpedo, and then I realize I don't have Close Combat, so I'm like, wait, that's not good. Yeah. And I go into Thanos, knowing he's Scarfed, into the Volt Switch. He goes back into Ferrothorn, so I go for Ice Punch, not wanting to reveal Superpower yet, which I do go for there, but he is able to go for Body Press here, take me down to 30%. I go Zebstrika on the next one, as he clicks Protect, as I couldn't KO him with another Superpower, obviously. This time I go over Thunderbolt, just to kind of bluff, and then I end up going for Volt Switch here on the Tapu Bulu into the NIDOKING. Just wanted to see if I am faster, which I am. so he is not scarfed, and I am able to do whatever I want. So I go for Ice Punch. Iron Barbs obviously is going to hurt me, but I'm getting recovery. Here I just go for Superpower to take out the Ferrothorn. And we're looking good here. Life Orb damage and Iron Barb is going to do a lot to me. He's going to go for Tri-Attack here with his Scarfed Magnezone. That will lead me to go into Rafiki, the Rillaboom, and go for a U-turn, big damage on the Bulu there. I go into Torn here, and I go for Knockoff, figuring that he goes, like, switches, but he actually stayed in, which is crazy, and Torn goes down there. Great play on his part, I guess. Yeah, so I go into the Sharpedo, click Liquidation to take out the Bulu, go for Protect here to scout for the Mach Punch, which of course he has. He's taking poison damage though, so that will rack up well. I go Rillaboom. I don't think it... Yeah, it KO with Mach Punch there. Slide to take out the Girder. It is 4-2 for me, but he has two very big Pokemon that are hard to deal with. I just go for Grassy Glide for damage there on the Magnezone. Go to Zebstrika here. I didn't realize originally, but I actually outspeed this thing. So I could have done that instead of going to Rillaboom before. So that's fun. I go for Volt Switch there, but he's able to Dragon Dance here, and I knew that was coming, and it was a problem. So I have no turns of sleep here, so I have to roll Sleep Talk, and I have to roll into either 2 Heavy Slams, because I know I can live 2 +1 Earthquakes, or 1 Thunder Wave. So I need either 2 Heavy Slams or 1 Thunder Wave. It's a 1 in 3 chance to get a Thunder Wave. I get Heavy Slam the first time, it's a 2-hit KO. He brings me down to 1 HP. And the second one rolls Rest. So that's the game. Basically, it came down here to whether he was going to predict the Protect. Because basically I had to double Protect. Well, you see what happens. But yeah, this is my situation here. I had to, because he's +1, obviously he's faster than me naturally, probably. Because he is, yeah, base 100. So I had to either double Protect and him not Dragon Dance either of those turns, or I had to call the Dragon Dance here on the first turn and just go for Crunch, which would have taken him out. So I just call the Dragon Dance, but he said he was very close to doing that. That would have won me the game, obviously, but he does the, I guess, the smart play in clicking Outrage. And I guess that's what gets me for not, or gives me, whoa. I should have brought Klefki over Aggron. That's basically the gist of what I was trying to say there. But yeah, so we go down in first round of playoffs. Disappointing because we had such a good season. I will open up the doc real quick so we can overview. NIDOKING still finished with the most amount of kills in the season, I believe, with 14. Or was it 17? I don't remember. We'll see in a sec. Yeah, so we were 7-2 +5 on a 3-game win streak coming in. NIDOKING, 17 kills, 3 deaths in just 8 games. Yeah, disappointing for sure that we didn't make it farther. Torn's there with 9 as well. But yeah, have a quick look at the playoffs as my laptop is going to die. So we are, yeah, so we were here. Obviously, Milwaukee has made it. Moomt could make it. We'll see what happens there. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one. We are out of QDL, so IBL playoffs is the only thing that is going to come up for the next few weeks, as long as we can stay in. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.